is Valley News Live at 4.
New for you at 4, we're learning more about the woman accused of stabbing 3 people, leading to a 4-hour standoff with police in downtown Fargo yesterday. Police responded to the Mexican Village parking lot just before 1 for a report of a stabbing. Court documents say a man was stabbed multiple times at a nearby apartment complex and was bleeding significantly. The suspect then crossed the street and ran into 2 women who were walking to their car. She asked them for a ride, and when they said no, she stabbed them. The suspect then barricaded herself inside that car for nearly 4 hours. 30-year-old Ashley Larson is charged with 3 counts of felony aggravated assault. Fargo police are investigating reports of a shooting downtown this afternoon. Police responded to the 300 block of Main Avenue in Fargo around 1:30. The nearby YMCA went into a brief lockdown as a precaution. A representative for the YMCA told Valley News Live that a staff member witnessed an incident while on break but refused to go into any detail. Fargo police say no one is in custody and no victims have been identified. Take a look at this. We're getting reports of hail as storms move through the northern valley. Now let's go to Hutch to see where those storms are headed next. Hutch?
Thanks so much, Stacy. On this Friday evening, we do have a few thunderstorms across the valley, and a quick look at the radar shows that they're really focused right here in the Red River Valley. We have a couple moving in on Devil's Lake where the moisture is very welcome and things continue to be quite dry. Otherwise, from the Canadian border near Pembina all the way down towards Sisseton, we have a few spotty thunder showers. Let's take a look at the one producing the hail that passed through the Castleton area in the 3 o'clock hour. It's a slow mover. It's only moving at about 15 miles per hour. There's some storms to the northwest of the FM area right now that are not capable of hail at this particular time, but some small soft hail might be moving over the Tower City area right now. Heading towards Kindred was the hail producer that moved through the Castleton area that you saw the pictures of there. So again, there's such slow movers, it's going to take them a long time to get anywhere they're going. Now, Fergus Falls, you have a shower with some small hail potential moving over you right now. Grant County and the Wheaton area will see thunderstorms as well. Here's a look at one such thunder shower that's just off to the west-southwest of our studios here in South Fargo. Brief heavy rain, some small soft hail possible as temperatures this evening are expected to stay in the 60s until sunset. Light winds, and it does look like late tonight this thunderstorm chances do end, and we set the stage for a fancy weekend. I'll have hour-by-hour details on that for all of you getting out to enjoy that fishing opener here in just a few minutes.
All right, Hutch, thanks so much. It'll take more than $3 million to rebuild North Dakota's only Down Syndrome Achievement Center. GIGI'S Playhouse was ruled a total loss after a fire tore through multiple businesses in South Fargo on Tuesday. The center says the estimated cost to rebuild and return to normal operations is $3.5 million. Anyone who wants to help can make a donation to their website. Checks can also be brought to the Dakota Medical Foundation or any Vision Bank location in Fargo. Minnesota's mask mandate has come to an end. An executive council voted 5-0 to lift the mandate this afternoon following updated guidance from the CDC. Local governments can still carry out their own mandates, and so can private businesses. The new guidance does not apply everywhere. Masks are still required in healthcare settings and on public transportation. New data reveals real-world evidence that the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines are highly effective in healthcare settings. CDC researchers analyzed data from a network covering 500,000 healthcare employees. They compared the vaccination status of those who tested positive with those who tested negative. They found that the vaccines were 94% effective at reducing the risk of getting sick among fully vaccinated healthcare workers. The study defined this as 7 or more days after receiving the second dose. The vaccines were 82% effective after 14 days after the first dose among those who were partially vaccinated. Experts say these findings support the need to receive both doses of the vaccine in order to get the most protection. Clay County Public Health is holding a walk-in COVID vaccine clinic in Moorhead next Thursday. The health department will have both the single-shot Johnson & Johnson vaccine and the Moderna vaccine available. The clinic will be held at the Yumcomb Center from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. The Biden administration is hoping these guidelines regarding mask wearing and social distancing will encourage more Americans to get vaccinated. Under the updated recommendations, fully vaccinated Americans don't have to wear masks or socially distance. Skylar Henry reports from the White House.
For many, the CDC's new guidance on mask wearing for vaccinated people is a breath of fresh air.
It's so freeing, especially coming right when the weather's getting nice and warm. It's perfect.
Under the new recommendations, fully vaccinated Americans no longer need to wear masks or socially distance indoors or outdoors, except on airlines, public transportation, and in hospitals, doctors' offices, nursing homes, prisons, and homeless shelters. The head of the CDC tells CBS News the declining number of new coronavirus cases and effective vaccines factored into the decision.
If you're vaccinated, you're safe and protected from getting COVID-19, and you really have a very low risk of transmitting to other people.
At a Rose Garden event Thursday, President Biden stressed unvaccinated individuals who can still spread the virus must still wear masks.
Get vaccinated or wear a mask until you do.
It's still largely up to states, cities, and individual businesses to change their mask requirements. Many states have said they will review the CDC's new guidance before lifting any restrictions. The updated recommendations came the same day the New York Yankees announced its shortstop has become the first player and 8th member of the team's staff to test positive for the virus after being fully vaccinated. The CDC says cases like those have a low risk of disease transmission.
What we're seeing about those infections is that they tend to have a lower amount of virus, they tend to be asymptomatic, they tend to be mild, and we believe that that lower amount of virus really means that they can't give it to anybody else.
6 of the staff members and coaches who tested positive are asymptomatic and are in quarantine. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
The CDC also says certain vaccinated people, like transplant recipients and cancer patients undergoing chemotherapy, should consult with their doctors about whether or not to continue wearing masks. If you're looking for a place to get the vaccine, use our VNL vaccine tracker. It's on the homepage of our website, or you can open your phone camera and point it at the QR code on your screen, then tap the link that pops up. Drivers can expect overnight delays in Moorhead over the next 2 weeks. Crews will be working on Highway 10 from Sunday to Thursday. They'll be patching up Center and Main Avenue. Work on I-94 also begins on the 23rd, and crews will be flushing bridges around the city. It's time to grab a rod and head out to the lake. It's the fishing opener in Minnesota. You can fish, swim, paddle, and boat on more than 124,000 acres of water in Otter Tail County. Fishing in Minnesota is a billion-dollar industry, with Otter Tail County having more lakes than any other county in the U.S.
Well, the pandemic had a huge hit on the hospitality industry. Normally we're a $16 billion industry. We lost about $8 billion in sales in the state of Minnesota as a result of the pandemic.
You can also enjoy recreation and sightseeing at Maplewood State Park and Inspiration Peak. Visit OtterTailLakesCountry.com to see a full list of events. Happy Harry's RIBFEST just announced their headliners for the summer. Warrant will take the stage on Wednesday, June 9th. Thursday is John Michael Montgomery. Friday night will feature Low Cash, and RIBFEST wraps up with Dylan Scott on Saturday, June 12th. Headliners will take the stage at approximately 9 each night. The concerts cost just $5. RIBFEST is happening at the FARGODOME June 9th through the 12th from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. daily. The Salvation Army of Fargo is kicking off the annual Coats for Kids and Families coat drive today. They'll be collecting new and gently used coats and winter apparel for children, families, and individuals in need throughout the FM area. You can drop items off in the red bins at any Hornbacher store. Salvation Army Captain Jeanette Jensen explains how something as simple as a winter coat can have a huge impact.
Here, there was a mother who cried. She was so excited, so elated. She hugged the bag of winter apparel and just said, "My kids can finally play outside with their friends."
Their most needed items are coats and snow pants in kid sizes 6 to 16 and youth size boots and gloves.
That I will faithfully execute the duties. So help me God. Congratulations.
The cities of Fargo and West Fargo are celebrating their newly graduated firefighters. These 6 recruits have been training at the Fire Academy for the past 10 weeks, and now they get to serve their communities. The Fire Academy consisted of classroom work, drills, ride-alongs, and live burn scenarios. This is the second time the departments have held a joint academy. Still to come, the move the feds are considering to combat rising prices.
And that fishing opener is upon us. The weekend is upon us. What does the forecast look like? I'll have hour-by-hour details on what you can expect no matter where you plan to head out for the outdoors. We'll have tracking of some storms tonight as well. All of that right after this.